foot. Was it turning too much? Kettleborough gets him. He's got one review up his sleeve. What might not work in the favour of Nathan Lyon is that he was way on the back foot, deep in the crease. He thinks it's turning too much. Long and hard. Was Kettleborough thinking about that? Sandakan, legal delivery.
There's no problem there. Maybe just the amount of turn that he gets from this delivery. Nathan Lyon playing back and across. Was it going to hit the leg stump? I think so.
I think so too. He's very deep in the crease. It's not bouncing over, that's for sure. And he's been given out. It's got to miss the stumps completely for him to survive.
Yes, once you're given out, the ball just has to be just touching the stump. This occasion, it's looking as though it's going to catch that leg stump, hitting the leg stump. So Nathan Lyon has to go. The umpire's decision will stand, and yes, that's confirmation. So Nathan Lyon is on his way. He's not happy, but it's just amazing how you see the replay, and playing deep in your crease, you're always under pressure as a batsman.
Not far to travel when you're so deep in your crease. Lions
looking to take too many liberties, but at least, as you say, singles. Just keep rotating the strike.
He might have been looking for the rain clouds more than the cricket. Over the wicket, the left arm leggy. This is shot through. That'll help. That'll be 4.
That's the first boundary for some time, or in fact first runs for some time. Keith really struggling, not being able to move. Quite an effective shot. The sweep shot has been used very well in this match. In fact, that's the first run in 41 balls for Australia. On the subject of the sweep shot, the Sri Lankan batsman will
just hold my line and I'll miss it. On there. Pretty well played.
Teasing line.
It's the big turner that doesn't really get you out. It's the one that sort of skids onto the pad.
And it's balls like the ones that we saw turning that creates the doubt in the minds of the batsman, really confusing him about what to play and what not to play, and then you'll suddenly have a delivery that hurries on to you, skids on to you.
Oh, he was lucky to get bat on that. Because if he didn't, I think he would have been in trouble.
That's the second time it happened. The previous time he found the outside edge, and this time he got totally squared up. Had it hit him on the pad,
at least in that hour till the tea break.
There's a catch at short leg. It's been thrown in the air. And Richard Kettleborough simply isn't interested. And you know what? They haven't got any reviews left, and they won't for another couple of overs.
I think he's hit this. I think Stephen O'Keefe has hit this. The reaction from the Sri Lankans is very positive. There's splinters in the ball.
feeling we'll have a lot more play, or possible play, available to us. It looks a lot clearer than the prior days.
Yeah, that would be what Sri Lanka are hoping for, but that is the very thing the Aussies will be hoping against, because the bad light has been an issue. I can't see rain intervening at this stage, but bad light is something that...
That's got him. No need to ask the question. Big nick and the first wicket, first test wicket for Dhananjay De Silva. That one slid on. Everyone knew it, even we heard it.
Big one, very big wicket, and couldn't have come at a better time when Sri Lanka have been struggling just making sure that his front foot is all right. But Sri Lanka has been desperate. They've been searching for this wicket for quite a long time. And a wide delivery. Didn't have to play at it. Didn't have to play at it. He was tempted. And a good sharp catch by the keeper.
I was wondering why De Silva was bowling. Well, no more questions. I rest my case. Peter Neville gone for 9. Australia 161 for 9.
Flew to that man short.
No run, no.
There's Kaushal Silva close in on the offside. Had and then bat, and he had a couple of goes at it. Bowling! Herath takes the final wicket. His 5th of the innings, and Sri Lanka have sealed a most remarkable win. Bowled out for just 117 in the first innings. They bounced back. It's Australia's 7th consecutive loss in Asia. Sri Lanka's first Test win here in Pallekele, and only their 2nd win against Australia in Test history.
Thoroughly deserved. A great performance. We're in all sorts of strife after their batting performance on day 1, and that man, the hero, Ranganath Herath. What a performance from him, and jubilation from the Sri Lankan players and fans that have turned up for this afternoon's play. The sad and sorry dressing room, the Australians, and I suppose the plotting starts to how they regroup for the second game. It's been a hard-fought game, had lots of interruptions through weather, covers going on and off the ground. But overall, it's been a tremendous performance from Sri Lanka. As I said, day 1 was all Australia, and you just thought the game was going to be lucky to go into 3 days, but the way they've fought back, the Sri Lankans, absolutely stunning performance. Hats off.
Rangana Herath, his 24th 5-wicket haul in Test match cricket, and the 7th time he's done it in the 4th innings of a Test. It equals the mark of Uttam Muralitharan and Shane Warne. He keeps doing the business for Sri Lanka. Veteran, yes, but a wonderful bowler too.
It's the biggest crowd we've had for the whole match. Words got out. It is a Saturday, and delighted fans with that performance. They'll take a lot of confidence out of that. They've been struggling as a young team to get things going in the right direction. But this will give them a lot of confidence with a win against the #1 Test team in Australia. And Australia have got some thinking to do before they head into the match in Galle.
Since Sri Lanka had a series win, a 2-0 series win in 2 Tests against Pakistan in 2014. They really have struggled and struggled badly, losing 5 of their previous 6 series. Had a terrible time in England. Here they are, back on home soil, and here's the final wicket to go down. Brave resistance from Steve O'Keefe, but in the end just beaten in the flight. And Herath, how appropriate it is that he takes the final wicket.
Extremely appropriate. Going into the Test match, I think the Australians would have done a lot of talking about his style of bowling and what to expect, and how important he was to the Australian point of view to keep out of the action. He's got 4 wickets in the first innings and 5 wickets in the second innings, and he's been the key to this success. Apart from obviously the batting from young Mendes, that goes without saying, but yeah, Ranganath Herath, absolutely brilliant performance, and a good performance all round from the Sri Lankan team.
Australia began the final day at 83 for 3. They slipped by lunch to 141.47. They lost 3 wickets in a hurry just before the interval when Steve Smith, Mitchell Marsh and also Mitchell Starc departed. Nathan Lyon, he was out soon after play resumed following the lunch break, but then there was that long period of resistance from Peter Neville and Stephen O'Keefe. Eventually that partnership was broken by Dhananjaya De Silva's first test wicket, and Peter Neville departed. Then Stephen O'Keefe following soon afterwards, thanks to Rangana Herath.
Partnerships from the Australians struggling to get going at the top of the order. Burns and Khawaja 31, 30 from Smith and Burns, another 30 from Smith and Voges, and they're the sort of numbers that you need to improve on to win test matches, particularly chase down a target of 260 odd. Great resistance from Neville and O'Keefe, 178 deliveries for just that one solitary boundary. It was quite compelling viewing, even though there wasn't much happening. It built up nicely, but 161 in the second innings after their first innings 200, not good enough. Excellent bowling from all those Sri Lankan bowlers. Herath 5 for 54, led the way. Young Sandakan, 3 wickets for him to go with his 4 in the first innings. Very, very compelling and good performance.
So, at the end of 5 days, this is where we finished up. The #1 side in the world, Australia, coming here as hot favourites, but they've been overturned by a remarkable Sri Lankan comeback. Sri Lanka bowled out for just 117 on the first day, and yet here we are now, securing a famous win, only their second in Test history against Australia, by 106 runs. We'll take a short break, and on the other side of that break, we'll be back with the presentation ceremony.